Citizen journalism. Citizen journalism has now become a reality for news organizations, many of which have incorporated it into both their print and online media. As a term, citizen journalism did not exist before the advent of the internet, and to this day there hasn't been an exact definition given. Academics think that cheap technologies have contributed to the democratization of journalism and created a participatory culture in the media. According to Bande, the citizen journalism is a rapidly evolving form of journalism where ordinary citizens have the initiative to report news or express an opinion about what is happening in their communities. Others think that citizen journalists challenge professional journalists as the sole providers of reliable info. And citizen journalism is actually providing content, news content, or even opinion pieces, as we will see in the case study, produced by non-professionals. There is a shift in the public discourse since mass media have been commodified, and according to Habermas, mass media have become tools of manipulation. There are three types of citizen journalists. The one is the accidental journalist, who is someone who happened to witness an event by chance and uploaded videos or photos of the event to social media or news websites. We've got the advocacy journalists who advocate for a social, political, religious, or business cause. Advocacy journalism is transparency, and it is not propagandistic. Finally, we've got the citizen journalist, who is an independent journalist who is not constrained by conventional journalistic methods and is not supervised by an editor. These citizen journalists create a blog or website to express their views, and they frequently broadcast live presentations. The research questions were: how and to what extent do citizen journalists contribute to democracy, the pluralism of opinions, and social change? How is citizen journalism practiced in Greece? Is citizen journalism in Greece carried out through spontaneous participation and/or through a comprehensive communication strategy using various medias? And do the citizen journalists follow the professional standards of journalism? Another question, a research question, was what motivates a citizen to engage in journalism and what is their profile? To what degree is a citizen journalism effort successful compared to traditional mass media? And does citizen journalism deal exclusively with reporting, or does it also extend to qualitative analysis through written texts and interviews? So I will present you my experience, which is under the name Take the Money and Run. Actually, it is a building block case study which examines a subtype of the citizen journalism phenomenon with the aim of contributing to the completion of citizen journalism theory. That's an authentic and original initiative. I did it myself, and I have been doing it for the last 10 years. It is an exclusively personal approach based on personal experience, providing, though, new dimension to info dissemination, and it establishes its own standard for showcasing a new approach to info delivery. Take the Money and Run was and still is a unique approach both in Greece and internationally, since it combines all media. That means print, blogs, YouTube, TikTok, even artificial intelligence since 2017, but we will see it in a few minutes. In 2015, I was collaborating with NSTV, Neas Mini TV, which was a web radio, and I started to interview people with recognized in academic and professional circles because I thought that they were somehow excluded from the mass media. These interviews were published in two books, Take the Money and Run 1 and Take the Money and Run 2. I have left NSTV and I followed in kept on doing interviews by my own means, posted on YouTube, or some of them, especially with people, foreigners or Greeks living abroad, in a written form via my personal blog. I've got some data here. Of course, these change all the time, but these are the most recent ones. With NSTV, when I was collaborating there, we could not say working because I didn't get any salary, of course, or any money. The average views per interview in 2015, that was much before the era of YouTubers and bloggers that exist today, we had 756 average views per interview. I did 30 interviews with these total views. With my personal media, the views increased. I did less interviews, those with more reviews, and from the interviews that they were posted on my blog, they got further, they had more increased views. So I believe that the more increased views in the personal blog were due to the long-term availability of the text and the ease of reading compared to videos. The increase of the views from the NSTV to my personal means shows the importance of autonomy in content management, but I also think that I have become somehow known from previous interviews. In 2017, 10 of my blog articles were transformed into videos posted on YouTube using AI. That time was Lumen 5. There was not a wide reach, maybe due to the medium's novelty. We are talking about 2017, 8 years ago. Another important thing of this effort is that it started a somehow informal collaborative form with other YouTubers. So the YouTube channel Μονοπάτια για Σκέψη produced 35 videos featuring the recitation of my texts, contributing to the dissemination of the content. The content was promoted to all digital platforms. On Facebook, I've got 17,000 followers, 3 profiles and 2 pages. Instagram, 1,070 followers. X, 879. I think they must be 899. And Pinterest. Due to algorithm changes in the digital platforms, post readings decreased from 1,500 on average between 2021 to 250 from 2021 onwards, but I noticed that in the last months there is an increase again. The blog visits from 2017 up to today are 497,000 visits. Actually, now it reaches 498,000 reaches. What are the most successful? What was the most successful from all this? The most successful video interview was done with Sarantos Kargakos, a very well-known Greek historian, that reached at that time 4,975 views. The most successful transcribed interview was with Stamatia Karageorgiou, a writer, about her historical novel Xylinos Stavros, which deals with Northern Epirus. It got 5,400 readings. And my personal article was the Open Plan Office's Exhaust Employees, which was also published in English by the Daily Observer and the Non-Conformist with 5,500 approximately readings. From 2000 onwards, there is an adaptation of my articles into visual posters and videos, and they are presented on TikTok. I continue to translate articles into English and publish them on my English blog site and on international platforms like Medium and Substack. And on December 2024, I published a book in Greek and English, Don't Tell My Mother I'm a Blogger, She Thinks I'm an Office Worker, which is a collection of my old blog posts. What are the conclusions? One thing that is typical of citizen journalism was that there was lack of financial and legal assistance. Therefore, I didn't do investigative journalism. And plus, I didn't have the time for that, but these are the most serious reasons. I have chosen not to do a news portal as everybody else. I thought that there were too many news portals in Greece and abroad. There was no differentiation. Plus, there was no time to handle the volume of posts and verify their reliability. I have strategically chosen to focus on quality, and the fame was not my purpose. Plus, there were some time constraints, and the algorithm restrictions on digital platforms diminished somehow the effort, but the effort goes on. As there was the term, I was, and still I am, a political junkie. That means I used citizen journalism as a means for indirect political participation. The take the money and run effort may be advocacy citizen journalism because it has tried and still tries to challenge and reinforce interpretation of current issues. Plus, as a profile, I fall into the category of older citizen journalists. That means people that have higher education and they have the income to do this effort. Take the money and run, as I have said, was a pioneer locally and internationally because there was a combination of interviews, transcription of them, publication in books, writing personal articles and disseminate them on social media, translation of articles in English, publish articles on international platforms, visualize them with AI, and creation of visual narratives with posters and videos. Has it caused a social change? I don't think it has contributed to a broader social change, but it has contributed to pluralism and the emergence of different viewpoints. And it has proved that citizen journalism in Greece can be pioneering internationally by using an integrated marketing approach while following professional journalistic standards. I consider it relatively successful, relatively when it comes to the broader broadcast media, etc., but not with media when it is compared with media with a specialized focus, sociological, philosophical, and analytical focus in general. It is successful, but not a huge success. Maybe, and because it is quality focused and its content is demanding. So that's all. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. There are so many things to say about it.